Lilo Lil. 1860 Quinella, Exacta 37.80, the trifecta 236.90, running double 5 and 2, $46, Tim. So clearly the best back, and it was a good rally very late.
Very much so. That Magical Miss to make plenty, and they certainly did, and it won like a good thing. Bookmakers are copping a bit of a battering here today. Certainly makes up for Derby Day. It was about a line ball on Cup Day, but today it is Punters Day. A great result for punters on Magical Miss. Race 7 on the program, well, it's going to be each way odds, the field here. It's a very, very open race on the toe. Bookmakers are going to follow suit. And Tim Webster, it's called the 4 and 20 Stakes. I think they make pies, and that's what I'll be eating if I don't back a winner.
They do make pies, Timmy. They make very good ones, in fact, 4 and 20. And here is part of this, what is, I think, just an enormous crowd. I've been watching it out the back window of my studio for many years now, and if it's not 110,000 or so, I'll go, hey, there's a lot of people here and having an absolute ball because the weather's much nicer, a bit of high cloud, but I guess the temperature would be in the early 20s, and an awful lot of that is going down too. Some champagne. This is unofficial final placings. That's how your horse went. Magical Miss, gee, she won well. Menang, Lilo Lil, Carla Keys, Dwan Mo, Hot Beat, Tully Thunder, Unga Chaka, edging out Gold Lottie, Polydamar. On the other page, Warm Smitzer, Princess Dahir, Precious Laz, and Just to Believe It. That is not official, that's just the way we think they are. Presentations are ready for the Oaks. Here's Rob Gaylor.
Gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to our presentation. Well, it's taken 2.5 days. It wouldn't be a VIC carnival unless we saw the name JB Cummings at least to the fore in one of our feature events. It finally arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to begin our presentation of the Crown Oaks VIC Chairman, Mr. Andrew Ramsden.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Crown Oaks Day, as we know, is a day for the ladies. It's also fast becoming a day for the men. What a spectacular day it has been. Fantastic racing, fabulous fashions, and all at famous Flemington. We've all just seen the running of the 2001 Crown Oaks. What a great win by Magical Miss. You could say it bolted in. Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Wiley and the genius Bart Cummings and Stephen Arnold for a great ride. There have been records set again this year. 93,000 on Amy Victoria Derby Day. Hopefully another record today. And what was a cold, wet day, we still attracted 92,400 to Tooheys New Melbourne Cup Day. We call it a wet day record. Thank you everybody for being part of this special festival of racing and fashion. Flemington, the mecca of Australian racing, has now also become the place to be for the biggest and best fashion party of the year. Crown is much, much more than a gaming venue. It is a world of entertainment. At this special time in Melbourne, Crown plays host to many local, interstate and overseas guests who are able to enjoy magnificent restaurants, cinemas, gift shops and first-class accommodation without even stepping out the door. Thank you, Ian Johnson and Anne Peacock and Crown for your continued support. Oaks Day is one of the jewels in the Flemington Crown. I'm now delighted to welcome Anne Peacock, General Manager Communications, Crown.
Chairman and Committee of the VRC, Mrs. Landy, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of everyone at Crown, it's a great pleasure to present to the winning owners a trophy to commemorate their success in the Crown Oaks. Crown is extremely proud of our reputation as a total world of entertainment, from the very best in shopping, the very best in restaurants, and the very best in live entertainment. And that is exactly what today is all about. We're thrilled to be sponsoring this race again, undoubtedly the greatest race for 3-year-old fillies in the world. Congratulations to all associated with this exciting win today, and it is an honour to present to Mr. and Mrs. Wiley their trophy to celebrate and commemorate their success in the 2001 Crown Oaks.
Chairman of the VRC, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how happy we are to be standing up here today and the recipients of this magnificent trophy. I've got some special thanks Firstly, I'd like to thank Rhonda for all her patience. When I decided that I was going to buy some horses 4 years ago, we talked about it, and then she got right behind me, and she's been with me on this ever since. To Bart Cummings, who I approached and asked him if he would help me choose the right horses. And 4 years ago, we started that program. I'd also particularly like to thank Magical Miss for a magnificent performance. She is a beautiful horse. And last but not least, Stephen Arnold. Stephen rode a beautiful race, as we knew he would. He's won a number of races for us this year, and I look forward to having him win some more on our horses as time goes by. I'd also like to thank all of Bart's staff, both in Sydney and in Melbourne, for the work that they put in looking after these horses and taking such beautiful care of them. Thank you all.
And to the greatest conditioner of racehorses, please welcome the brilliant Bart Cummings.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, I'd like to thank the sponsors naturally, and also my owner, Rhonda and Bill Wiley, and the jockey Stephen Arnold for a great job, well done, and all the staff. It's a great team effort, and I'd like to thank them for the support they've given the last 12 months. Thanks a lot.
Yes, as always, a man of few words, JB Cummings, but he gets them absolutely 100% right for these great races. He really does. Magical Miss, the Oaks champion for 2001. We'll take a break.
Australia and in many parts of the world, you are watching one of our great spectacles, one of our great weeks. It's Melbourne Cup week, and it's the third day of the carnival, Crown Oaks Day. Throughout Australia on Network 10, hope you've been enjoying the action. We have 6 down, we have 3 to go, Jen, and we're coming up to the running of the 4 and 20 stakes, which is a listed race, and it's due to commence at 3:45 as we take a look at the tote figures. What did you come up with?
I've come up with number 1, Mr. Trickster here, Peter. Raced on the pace at Caulfield and really controlled the race there. That was over 1,600 metres, now steps up to the 1,800 metres. I think it'll probably suit Mr. Trickster. I think he's got a terrific chance. From number 11, Don Eduardo, and number 3, Ecstasy for third.
About $6.50 for Mr. Trickster, Jen's selection there. The horse I've gone for is the horse that has come up favourite here at a very wide quote, though, $6.10. So plenty of chances here, but I like Embraceable You. It's trained by a bloke called Cummings. I think you may have heard of him. He trains all right.
Oh, it goes okay, yeah.
Not too bad.
No, he's a great trainer.
So I've gone for Embraceable You, number 13, and we've managed to find a few winners and a few place getters throughout the day, Jen.
You've been on fire, even on Cup Day. 4 winners, I think, for you.
4 winners on Cup Day. That's a miracle.
It's well done.
Absolute
it is well
miracle.
done.
All right, let's head down to the betting ring now and find out the wash-up after the Crown Oaks and look forward to race 7 with tall Tim Gossage.
I'm surrounded by hats, Pete. It must be a hat day. They're everywhere. Let me tell you, the bookmakers got smashed with Magical Miss, as I mentioned earlier. They jumped out of trees to back. It was clearly the best backed horse. This is a lot tougher, as you mentioned, very open on the tote. They've already come for 1 early. Number 2, Prince of War. It's shortened a point and a half. $6.60 on the tote at the moment. It's a good point shorter than that in the bookmakers ring and has almost taken favouritism. In fact, it has taken favouritism. And I just saw a punter who's well known to me, actually, showed me a ticket, Pete. It was worth $100,000. He had Ethereal, Caulfield Cup, into the Melbourne Cup. He's having a big day.
He is having a big day, and let's see if it gets any bigger. Cheers, girls. They're all enjoying the champagne. I think we're going to have to head to a break because you wouldn't believe what I'm seeing behind me at the moment. Rob Gaylard, our master of ceremonies, is riding a horse. Not any ordinary horse, though. We'll show you some of that when we come back. The next event is the 4 and 20 Stakes, race 7 at 3:45.
Nice, Rob. That's Rob Gaylard, the very distinguished Rob Gaylard, who does our presentations sitting on some horse or other. But it's not wooden, you get splinters in a place where you don't want them. Magnificent afternoon it is here. The Crown Oaks for 2001. Sandra Sully has... musicals have become very, very popular in Australia. Very good ones too. Sandra's got the cast of Mamma Mia, Sandy.
Yes, Tim, Rhonda Birchmore, Anne Wood, Lara Mulcahy, welcome to Crown Oaks Day. You're having a wonderful day and a wonderful rendition of the Australian National Anthem.
Thank you very much.
Now, just tell me, you've had the big race. Did you win?
No, I won and third.
You won a third?
Yeah.
My horse is still running. I came in third.
I think mine is as well. Now, you're enjoying rave reviews. You must be loving the show. Get the night off tonight, or are you back in there?
No, we're back to work tonight. We're having to be very chaste today because, yes, we've got to be back on stage at 8 o'clock.
Well, you do have the manager monitoring champagne intake. I've noticed that.
I haven't really been drinking with that all.
The 8 shows a week is a killer, but, you know, the audiences, we've not had a seat sold, so it's just been
unsold.
My goodness. No more champagne for you.
Now, you're regulars to the Melbourne Cup Carnival. I know, Rhonda, you love it. What about you, Anne and Lara?
This is my first one. I'm from Sydney, so I'm having a fantastic time.
Okay, now, Mamma Mia, how much longer in Melbourne before you take off?
I think we're going to be here for a while, actually. We're selling until May at the moment, and there's no sign of let up, so we're pretty excited.
Well, congratulations on a great show. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you continue to back a winner, as I know the show is.
I think North Boy.
North Boy?
I've got a feeling in my waters.
Just as well it's not the champagne. Thank you, ladies. Congratulations with the show. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Tim, I think I'll take them and keep the champagne separate.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Sandra. Isn't she fabulous, Rhonda Birchmore? It is a day, of course, for the athletes on 4 legs, the females, and we've already spoken to one athlete on 2. Here's another terrific one, the Warwick Nabil Flash, Lauren Hewitt.
Hello,
how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You're busy now, aren't you? I mean, won the 100 and 200 again, the Nationals.
Yes.
Bit of time off, but now Commonwealth Games coming up, so very busy.
No, we've been back in training for 6 weeks now, so looking forward to Commonwealth. It'll come around really quickly.
A nice gold medal would be good there, Lauren, hey?
It would. Look, I've got one for a relay, but an individual would be even better.
Yeah, and you say you're feeling good?
I am. I'm feeling really fit and really enjoying training, and things are going well.
And most importantly, because you had a couple, injury-free at the moment?
Yes, injury-free.
Touching
yes,
nearest
touching
wood,
wherever it is. So, no, everything's really good. And back with my coach, Peter Fortune, and the great training partners and everything.
Very quickly, tell me what the Olympics was like.
Unbelievable. I think the most amazing experience was when there was 100,000 people, when my name was called for the first round of the 100. The roar from the crowd. It's something that I'll never, ever hear ever again. So it's something that stays with me forever.
Well, you never know that. You might. Yeah, but not in our country.
In
yeah,
our
exactly.
Country,
yeah.
But it's you still get the same feeling, but just all for you when it was it was down there.
Well, you seem to have been around a very long time, but you're still very young. You were our youngest athlete in '96, and that must seem like an eternity ago.
I know, 17, and actually my 23rd birthday in 18 days. So
it's only 23.
Yes.
Listen, all the best. Thanks for coming. I know it's quick, but thanks for coming to see us.
That's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to see you, and all the best to the Commonwealth.
Thank you very much.
Beyond.
Thanks.
Lauren Hewitt, everybody. We'll take a break from the Oaks.
I don't know about you, Jennifer, but that is making me hungry.
Yes, a little bit hungry out here, but we'll survive, and the flowers are beautiful.
Yes, plenty of food, plenty of champers, plenty of entertainment, and plenty of people here at Flemington for the 3rd day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival 2001. My little mate here who looks a picture today is amongst the people enjoying the racing action, and hopefully we can find 3 more winners, Jen.
Yes, well, we've done okay today, so hopefully we can go on with it as well.
All right, well, after I put my arm around you, embraceable you's going to be the tip here, but we'll go to Mr. Trickster first, number number 1. Danny Nikolic for Mick Price.
I think he's going to go forward from barrier 7, Pete, a bit like he did at Caulfield at his last start. May be able to control this race. He's only had the 7 starts for 3 wins, so his form is pretty good. And yes, he's a definite chance in the race.
Damien Oliver jumps on 2, Prince of War for Graham Rogerson.
Just got a slight query about him, Pete, over the 1800 metres, although he does look particularly well in the mounting yard. He didn't have any luck at Caulfield last start, and he has won over the 1600 though in Sydney, so on the strength of that, he's probably left there with a chance.
Just saw Scotty Seamer and I said, you're getting on the telecast nearly as much as we are at the moment. He's had a great week and he's on Ecstasy here for Rob Heathcote.
Not without a chance either, Peter. Ecstasy was wide and it was a good run in the Norman Robinson, and I mentioned before that was a good form race. He's probably in this with some type of chance once again, and another winner possibly for Scott.
Well, we've spoken to a couple of athletes today in Tamsin Lewis and Lauren Hewitt, so maybe a tip for pentathlon number 4. Darren Gauci is the rider for John Hawkes.
This horse raced against Mr. Trickster at the top weight at Caulfield last start, and I thought he was a little bit disappointing there. Just probably no match for him, so I'd say a place chance at best for pentathlon.
Craig Williams takes the Centreboard 5 Archmobile for Tony Rossellini.
Very honest filly, this one. Got back to last and can run on in her races, and she did that at Caulfield as well. I don't think she's without a chance in this.
What about Clive, number 10, Jen? This horse is very big odds, but you were keen to have a look at this one. Zach Purton rides for Robert Smurden.
Yes, a typical country type of horse here, Pete. Got well back and ran on extremely well last start at Cranbourne. I do think this horse has got some abilities, pretty good odds. 1800 metres does look like it will suit him. I just thought not the roughest.
We spoke about Don Eduardo. They paid a lot of money for this horse. He will develop into a racehorse, and he's getting better with each run, I think. Michael Walker rides for Lee Friedman.
He battled on quite okay at Flemington last start. He got back there. He's stepping up to the 1800 metres, and blinkers again go on. So I think this horse is in there with a good chance.
And I've gone for Embraceable You, number 13. Brian York, the rider for Bart Cummings, like the run at Moonee Valley, Jen.
Yes, got back and ran on well as well. There'll be a lot of horses that are steaming home at the end of this race, and she will be one of them. The 1800 metres does suit, and definitely a chance.
So your trifecta?
Trifecta number 1, Mr. Trickster, to win from number 11, Don Eduardo, and number 3, Ecstasy.
Let's have a look at the tote figures as they're about to get set. We recorded those scenes in the mounting yard just a few moments ago, and they are beginning to move in here. Mr. Trickster and Prince of War at $6.60, $9.90 Ecstasy, $8.10 Pentathlon. Also in the betting is Archmobile number 5 and Embraceable You, the favourite, $5.90. Last minute report from Tim Gossage in the betting ring.
Good go on number 3 Ecstasy, Pete. It's shortened to about 2.5 to 3 points in the last 10 minutes. Prince of War backed well early, but Embraceable You will start favourite, but the best backed is number 3 Ecstasy.
As I said, the runners are moving into the gates here at the 1800 metre mark. Let's quickly get the thoughts of Roy Higgins.
Thanks, Pete. Yes, I based my thoughts around the top 4 here. I went 2, 3, 4 and 1. Mr. Trickster, Prince of War, Ecstasy and Pentathlon. She's a nice horse, Pentathlon by octagonal. I think I've just boxed around those. I went 2, 3, 4 and 1. 4 very fit horses, all paraded well.
Most of his stock look like him, don't they?
Isn't he? Stamped them. Yeah. Most of them are black like himself, and being with the Hawks camp, carry the same colour bridles as he did, and it's just great to watch. Great to see the progeny coming through.
And if any of them inherit half of his ability, they'll be very, very good.
Have half a heart as big as him, it'll take him a long way, won't it?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Roy.
Okay, Pete.
Roy Higgins, courtesy of Sport 927. Only a couple to go in. Gary Willits, how did you mark them?
Yes, look, I went for the 1 on top, Peter. I thought he very good win at Caulfield. He's done well. Nice, big, strong horse. The 1800 should suit him. Should run well from the 2 and the 3.
Just about ready. All locked away. 4 and 20 stakes over the 1800 metres listed race, and they're on their journey now. Caught them in a pretty good line. From the inside, it's Pentathlon, just written up. It'll race up near the speed. Leicester Thunderwing away okay, and a little wider out was Chamu. Mr. Trickster, they're all up there in the early pace. So nothing really wanting to lead at this stage. There's half a dozen, though, that are going to be up there forward enough to do that. Chamu takes up the running, getting up into about 2nd position now. Leicester, Mr. Trickster will take some cover, Carnival, and over on the inside was Pentathlon on settling down. Getting back to about 5th is Blues Tempo, and then Archmobile. Leicester Thunderwing is on its inside. 2 lengths away then to LDC. It's a little beyond midfield at the moment. They're starting to string out now. A length behind LDC is Midday Matinee, 2.5 lengths to Embraceable You. Lodgent was around it, about 3 lengths back then. To Carnabelle, allowed to drift back, and likewise with it was Ecstasy. And back at the tail end of the field now was Clive. About 900 to go. Chamu 4 in front. Prince of War had moved to second. Mr. Trickster third. Pentathlon fourth, and then Archmobile, Lodgent. Next on the inside is Blues Tempo coming to the bend from Midday Matinee. Leicester Thunderwing amongst those, Embraceable You, and then LDC. Chamu's got a big lead at the 600 though. It's 5 lengths in front of Prince of War, Pentathlon, as they rounded the turn. Then Archmobile, Mr. Trickster was right there. Blues Tempo nearer the inside. Well back in the field, Lodgent, Embraceable You, and also from a long way back, Ecstasy runs on. It's Chamu in front with a fan behind it. Prince of War, Mr. Trickster have made good ground now, and they go up the challenge. And then Embraceable You further back, Ecstasy. Prince of War and Mr. Trickster go out after Chamu. Pentathlon next, and then Embraceable You running on. Mr. Trickster went to Prince of War, then Embraceable You. Mr. Trickster in front with Danny Nikolic, and Mr. Trickster is going on to score. Mr. Trickster first, a photo of the minors. Prince of War and Embraceable You. Then Pentathlon, Chamu battled on, and then Lodgent. Next, Leicester Thunderwing. Ecstasy made a little dash around the home turn, but it was short-lived. And then Carnabelle with Midday Matinee, Clive, Archmobile, LDC, and Blues Tempo at the tail end, bar Don Eduardo.
Yeah, nice win by Mr. Trickster, Dan, and beautifully ridden by Danny Nikolic. Early on in the race, he didn't sort of want to lead. He let Chamu go past him. Then he let Damien Oliver go past him so he could get a little bit of cover. Very good ride, Peter.
Terrific ride, and let's identify these horses, Gary. There is Mr. Whoops.
That's Mr. Trickster.
Sorry about that.
You were right. Mr. Trickster was there.
That's him right there.
Yeah, that's right. And inside him is Prince of War.
Yep, that's the second horse there. Yeah. And there is Embraceable You in the white sleeve.
That's right.
And there's a warning siren sounding here, so we'll keep you up to date with that as we take a look at this replay, Gary.
Righto, but there they're running on well. That's Chimu on the inside. Mr. Trickster's got to them. He's going to get away. I noticed Damien, he pulled the stick over the left hand halfway down the straight.
Gary, I'll just interrupt you there for a moment. The stewards want to have a look at the start of the race here. So, number 11, they want to make sure that Don Eduardo got a fair start.
All right.
So we'll have a look at that maybe in just a moment. But look at Mr. Trickster. He found the line pretty well, and Embraceable You did too on the outside.
Yes, it was a very good run, and yes, that filly of Bart's got home very well. But here's Johnny Letts with a pretty happy jockey, I would think, there.
Yes, Gary, and Danny Nikolic, I was just saying to Dan, I said you didn't have to ride him hard to the line. He just gave him a couple in the left hand, Dan, and away he went.
He's a funny horse. He races very well for me. I've had a bit of luck on him, and he's the type of horse, he gets to him and sort of half pulls up and wants to lay in, but he's done the job good today. It was a really good win.
Dan, he looks to drop his dream, this horse, because he's a good horse out the gate. He travels nice, gets a spot, you just give it away, you give the front away, just took the box seat, and when you asked him to go, he said, well, let's go, boy, and away he went, didn't he?
The leaders haven't really been winning today, and I didn't want to go out there to lead, and I was the leader on paper. But the eventual leader sort of was going along a little bit harder than probably he wanted to. I got a nice suck up behind him, and I had the race won at about the furlong, but, you know, he sort of had to keep him going.
Yeah, well, he's one of those horses, Danny, but he's got a lot of honesty about it.
He has.
7.5 is a good effort.
Well, his strike rate's great, and he's done a great job, but, you know, the boys that own it, they'll be drunk for a week, and I might have a few with them tonight.
I think that's the way to go, Dan. Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Danny Nikolic with John Letts. Let's have a look at the start now and see if we can glean anything here. And the horse we are looking at is in gate number 15, Don Eduardo. Let's roll them. And the gates opened simultaneously, I think, and the horse just decided that he had his head in the next stall. You could see he just plopped his head into stall 14. Here's another angle of it. And you can see, no question about the fact that the gates opened okay, but the question is, did that horse have his head in the adjoining stall as the starter let them go? That'll be what the stewards are looking at. And I saw this horse tailed off a long, long way behind them as they came down towards the home turn. So that really ruined his chance in the race. Of course, they can't come out sideways from the stalls. That's a little difficult. And Don Eduardo has had his chance ruined there. Whether it was of his own doing, the stewards are about to ascertain. Well, here's the winner coming back to scale, Mr. Trickster. We might head out in a moment and see if we can possibly catch up with his trainer. And that is Mick Price. So we'll head out into the mounting yard now and see if we can catch up with Mick as Mr. Trickster does come back. And Mick Price has joined us here in the mounting yard at Flemington. Mick, congratulations. Good, solid win.
It's a good, solid win from a tough horse, Pete. He's come out of that 1MW class into a $100,000 listed race. You know, it's not easy, but I think the race fell away. There's only a certain pool of 3-year-olds that can keep running. Probably bouncing from here into the Sandown Guineas and do no work. So cross fingers that he comes up, and you know, it's a nice problem to have.
Tough's a good word, because they were queuing up the beating over the last 300 metres, but he just kept on going.
Pretty intelligent ride from Dean Nicholik too, because at Caulfield he led and stacked them up and got away with murder, and here he had no intention to lead. But that was more his thinking rather than mine, and full credit to Dean Nicholik.
Always nice to win a race over the carnival.
Yes, very much so.
Good on you, Mick. Well
Thanks,
done.
Peter.
Mick Price, the winner. Winning trainer with Mr. Trickster, the winner in race 7 on the card. We will keep you up to date with what is happening regarding the start and Don Eduardo when we come back to Flemington. On the other side of this break, you're watching Crown Oaks Day live around Australia on Network 10. I said to winning trainer Mick Price, there's nothing like winning a race over the carnival. Just ask the owners of Mr. Trickster. They were riding harder than Danny Nicholik in the closing stages.
It's great to see, isn't it? How
Fantastic
excited.
Well, this lady knows all about it after having had a winner here on Melbourne Cup Day with Torvill and Dean. Now, we're just about to find out what the stewards think about the start here, Jen. We'll have one more look at it. My inclination is that it was basically after the start. He was facing straight, then his head turned.
Yes.
So I think he'll be declared a runner.
Yes, if you've backed him, that's really quite sad, because you've just done your money cold there.
All right.
But, yeah, we'll just wait and hear what the actual result is.
I think the weight signal is about to come through, so let's have a look at the next race, and this is the other of the high-quality races today. And boy, it's a toughie.
It's a tough race, and it's a terrific race. Some of the best sprinters we've got here. I'm going for number 1, Felvalon. So welcome back to him, because it is a good track here for him, and he loves that sort of thing.
He's class, isn't he?
He's class. He's all class. He did pull up a bit sore in the back at his last start, so he's had a little break, but he's a very, very good sprinter. Number 10, North Boy, the 3-year-old, who's definitely a good chance in the race as well. And number 8, Belle de Jour. I liked her on Saturday, and I think she's got another good chance today.
Every one of those I've given a great chance to. I've finished up going for number 10, North Boy. He dropped 6.5 kilos on his run on Saturday, and providing he hasn't taken any harm from that, then I think he's probably the one, North Boy, number 10. So we're standing by for the weight signal. The selections, once again, your trifecta, if we could,
yes,
please, Jen.
It's 1, 10 and 8 for me.
And I've gone for North Boy number 10. It's Keeper from Johnny Letts, Belle de Jour from Dan Malicki, and Gary has joined me in selecting North Boy for the Emirates Classic. It's a Group 2 race, and it is worth plenty. Race number 8 coming up at 4:30 this afternoon. Now, weight is about to be found correct. In fact, the announcement has just been made over the course broadcast here by Greg Miles. So that means that he has been declared a runner,
yes.
Don Eduardo.
Yes, and if you back Mr. Trickster, you can now collect.
Yeah, and if you back Don Eduardo, bad luck.
Yes.
Because that's one of those things. It was the horse's fault, certainly not the starter's fault. And there is the horse that Jen spoke about in the lovely 4:20 rug after winning the 7th race on Crown Oaks Day today, the listed 4:20 stakes. So we've still got a couple to go. And with the weight signal up there now, I think we might be able to bring you the dividends from around Australia. Dan Malicki is standing by. We don't have them just at the moment. They won't be too far away. I notice the Emirates ladies in the mounting yard behind us. They look absolutely spectacular. And Emirates, of course, great supporters of racing, not only here with the Emirates Classic and the Emirates Stakes on Saturday, Jen. There's the Emirates Legends race on Saturday, which we're looking forward to. Lester Pickett's come back again.
Yes.
We've got some of the world's great jockeys. And, of course, they also sponsor the Emirates World Series as well.
Yes, well, it's a great series, that's for sure. But I bet Damien Oliver's looking forward to throwing his leg across Felvalon here, because it is one of his major favourite horses.
Yeah, he's a beauty, Felvalon. Let's find out if the punters are supporting him. And the wash-up after race 7 with Tim Gossage in the betting ring.
Yeah, good on you, Pete. Thank you. Well, no money really for Mr. Trickster. They left it in the bag with Prince of War and Embraceable You. So I suppose the bookies strike back, but it's been a tough day for the bagmen throughout the afternoon. But don't we owe them one from Derby Day? Let's go on to race 8, and Felvalon and also